City Council or our last one either.
Order the Troy IDA meeting. That is the approval of the board meeting. We have a motion to approve. Stephanie? Sue, second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great. Next item on the agenda is the governance committee report.
We did not meet this month, but the minutes of the last meeting are in your packet. Requirement, but we don't have a full proposal for you yet because there are other things we're looking at, like long-term contracts.
Are there any questions for Steve? On the agenda is the executive director's report.
On the good news, projects are starting to happen again. 4 First Columbia projects that will be coming to us, including, if you remember, we did the warehouse, the storage across the street. They're going to be expanding and building where one. Smith Beauty Supply across from the Flanagan Building. They're going to be putting that to a grocery bargain center.
Read that in the opening business area yesterday.
But there's one in Utica. I went to get it. It's a really good display. Huge, but it has everything. Aldi's. Not really, because there's not a lot of brands. Well, there are a lot of produce. Aldi's is kind of has a specific.
Parking gonna be an issue?
No, there's parking. There isn't Utica. There's a parking lot to the right of it, which is probably easily 30 spaces. It's walkable. So, I mean, the folks at the bus rapid transit.
Article said yesterday. Pricing is reasonable. Is that other place? What is this? One that was on. Yeah, that was just on, yeah.
Co-op seems to be more in that. Very affordable. And drove out and looked at it, and we went. And then there's across the street, we're looking to do a building. So the Flanagan building. Right now, we're working. There's a privately owned property at the next street that plugging away on it and keep expanding the block until we get to 101st Street. And yeah, directly across from there. And then so Kings Landing, planning commission again, we're still waiting for that to get planning commission approval. That's 2 to 2 tie on the negative declaration. We're trying to figure out how to work that out, because there was 1 or 2 on the board. So we'll do that. As far as closings go, which ones are closed?
to refinancing?
If we're doing a refinancing, probably coming up on the Old Brick and on River Street with the casino building. But
Fourth Street.
Fourth Street.
Yeah.
casino, right, not the casino, not the developers, not the guys who have the
444.
And who's gonna, talk with Matt, I can't remember the people.
Oh, they're closing August 31st, it appears. They had, were teed up for about a $2 million project 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Between COVID and then finding some underground storage tanks in the former cookie factory building. They had to remediate a lot of things before the bank would close. That got resolved. They're kind of on the other side of COVID. Everybody hopes. So they're closing on their bank financings in about a week and a half.
Yeah, so the fundraising for that, and 171 River Street, I'm still trying to get that through our law department. So that's it for the executive director's report.
Any new business?
Yeah. So, there's a package in there for a consultant for a company called HRNA Advisors. The local development corporation hired the same corporation to assist with the Monument Square project. So checking out the financials, figuring out Hoboken Brownstone's pro formas, working with us so we could allocate costs properly, looking for additional funding opportunities as well. So we're very familiar with the Monument Square area. They are they work very closely with New York State Development Corporation on the whole DRI, the Downtown Revitalization Initiative process. And there's an application due on September 15th that me and the office is working on. It's $10 million. It's quite trying to get it because every other big city here has gotten it, but this year we might be even eligible for up to 20. So within that project, there will be a number of IDA enhancement projects. So I'm looking to have some assistance with us, reviewing the grant and trying to include it in writing portions of it. So it's single source because they're already working for us on stuff because of the time. It's a professional services contract, so it's $15,000. And because our documents are somewhat vague on that, get Kathleen authority to go ahead and execute this agreement for $15,000 and $15,000.
You don't have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, they're going to do the application with, essentially, you're gonna have to get this done within a week. And then they have, they will review up to 2 drafts, and then that will make the deadline.
We'll
I'm
make the
confident that
deadline.
they will,
We would be working with them on the different sections of it as we go through. So we have some sections that are complete, some sections that are, so we'll be reviewing it as we go.
Yeah, this company's only been around 5 years. Doesn't seem like they have a lot of experience.
We've been working on the DRI with the state for the last 4 years. And then Margaret Irwin, who with River Street Planning, who helped us work on the DRI before, she was like ecstatic about us using them. She's had a lot of good experience with them. So I think the individuals within there have different varied experience. But that's not great now, but they're well respected in their industry.
Funding, you applied for it before?
We have applied for it every time,
Okay.
and that was coming second. I think that's what the state tells us. And truthfully, we've never had projects ready to go. So, we've like talked about the projects that we have, and 4 years later, none of them have really happened. But this year, we've got Taylor Apartments ready to go. Monument Square is getting darn close. We've got these 4 First Columbia projects. We have a number of other projects in there. We're looking for funding for the Riverwalk, certain components of it. So, Bridge project as well, might be a part of it. So there's a lot of
money will go, if we were awarded, it'll go right back into the IGA for us to use the funding, or where is it going?
Well, it
Just spend
it
20
goes
days.
to the project, so what happens is,
Okay.
once it gets awarded, then there's a planning period.
Yeah.
Which comes out of that $10 million, there's a chunk off the top, the state has it all bigger, and then it's the planning, and they look at the different projects we find out, and then select the different projects. So the project will get earmarked specifically to,
But really, the money's going to the city and the planning department for them to divvy it up.
Well, no,
Technically, they'll, once the award is made, there's
Yeah.
a direct period to focus on what the actual end scope is and
Okay.
projects. And if there's elements that the city is gonna be lead on for the connectivity of the Riverwalk, the city would be, if that's $1.5 million out of 10, the city would be the recipient under a contract with the state, for one of those dollars. If there's a major vertical development that's controlled by a private developer, they'll be awarded the funding and they'll have to enter into an agreement with the state for compliance and scope and drawdown. So the city may see some of it, private sector may see some of it, and depends on how it all kind of scopes out. Next four on shovel readiness, project readiness, and that's been one of the bigger handicaps, which right.
that's always been the handicap, is trying to commit to that we're ready to go on project.
Taking some of the controversy out of some of them and getting stabilized without, it helps to get over them. They generally don't want to award things that may still have not my backyard issues or that kind of stuff, but these seem to, right now, it seems that most of the projects are ready to shoot out of cannon, so that's
Is
good.
this what Schenectady won? Like,
Yeah, we wanted 2 years ago, they basically just recently announced it. Just let it go to the front end.
It takes 2 to 3 years to actually get the balance.
Even Glen Falls, who did the first one, they're still not done. Empire State's big argument on this whole thing is that they fund these things like they're ready to go, and then they don't happen. And the way the program's set up, they're not real happy with the implementation. Hopkins still working through theirs.
But could Schenectady win it again this year?
We can't win it again. The only difference this year is 10 million, but it could be, we could apply for 20 and they could either give us 20 or they could say, we're going to give 10 and give us 20%. Once you've gotten it, you've gotten it.
So it could be split between different.
You could go to 2 places. So, I mean, the cities left that have us, Rensselaer, Green Island, Waterbury, Cahoes. Then we get Tannersville and the last year. So there's a number of places that will apply for it.
If you vetted this company, you feel comfortable and confident that they're going to add value?
Yes, that's sort of did a lot of work with them on it, but I've been working with them on the store project. Okay. And they so far, I've done it right, and they did grants on this project. They have good grants on this all the time.
Any questions? Do we want to note before we make a motion? All right, we have a motion to approve, Steve working with HR&A.
That's the contract for the general.
So we have a motion to approve the contract with HR&A. I'll make a motion. Josh, you have a second? Stephanie? Any opposed? All in favor?
Just the most.
Great. All right. Great. That was that. We think there's another item in new business.
Option to purchase land, so, nothing will happen on that. I've been speaking with the owner of property on Dow Street at the very end of it. I think I've discussed this with the board before. I know I've discussed it with the board before. It's 9 and 16 Dow Street, 9 is on the river, and 16 is just east of that. South of that, the Ingalls Avenue boat launch. Actually, the Ingalls Avenue boat launch parcel is a large have basically an offer in, which hasn't really been accepted yet, but
Yeah, we have an option agreement that we've negotiated, most of the terms of, maybe. We're basically gonna give them 10 grand a year plus taxes to hold an exclusive option. Having, investigation studies, we have to go in and do phase 1, phase 2. I'm sure it's gonna be probably as concerning perhaps as the Ingles Avenue Boat Launch property, but to assemble those properties and get them ready to bundle for a project that can absorb the remediation.
So the investigation, the city was awarded a $600,000 brownfield grant for South Troy, but we can use it anywhere in the city, and we've already talked to them about using that to do the investigation. I would not take title to execute. I have prospective purposes of the project. I have no deal yet, but would probably would not execute the.
We're not gonna take down the option.
Yeah,
I probably assign it.
yeah, we would assign the option to another company. Basically, pay the option price, carry the carrying cost and the taxes, which is not a lot. And then do the investigation, put it together, and make it good.
One River was protracted, but kind of the same end result. Just early on, the city had the building, and then the LDC helped out, get the assemblage ready, and then once the assemblage was made, it became much more attractive for developers to come in. It's a big change. It's just first step for something.
So getting the brownfield site in order, the investigation is complete, would be a good thing to get done. We have control of the property to do that. And then brownfield tax it. So, we don't have anything to ask that because we don't have agreements with Commissioner Brooks.
We have draft out, we're waiting for their responses. Given the likely need for a week or two for them to kind of chew on it, I think it might be ready for daylight for the September approval, and as soon as possible after that. I think we have 2 years or possibly 3 to do the study. And this is an early seed. This is like an acorn. Hopefully it grows into a tree someday.
No, no action on forming everybody right now. Yeah. Okay. Anyone have any questions regarding that? Okay. Any other new business, Steve? No. All right. Mary Ellen, financials?
First report is the statement of financial position. As of 7/31, we have total assets of $419,111, with $245,214.23 in cash. We have $11,963.81 in liabilities. So our fund balance is $407,147.39. No significant changes to the statement of financial position. The next report is the statement of activity. And for the month of July, we have a deficit of $5,370.95. This is due to only having interest income and all our normal expenses.
So first of May to first of the top, so that should be,
Let's say May.
that should be July. Catch that for you.
But so these
This
numbers
is-
is July, are July?
Did you like do that? Look at it. I have July right here, and the one that they gave out is not this month. I have July. Would you like me to make photocopies?
Yeah, we'll run,
I can do it.
yeah, and then.
I'll be right back.
So do you know what the cash and time deposits are for 233,000 on the balance sheet? all the IDA, the pilots.
Well, let's just get with our cash specific account, so that, okay, so right now, so we take money out of there and transfer it into, if you want. Okay, so just, gotcha. Yeah, the bond payable would be, right, yeah, that's the only thing with the CRC. Yeah,
Assuming at this point, I assume it would be our new governor, signs that bill, we can get our 10 grand back. Well, send back the 10 grand to CRC, so it's,
Okay. So on the statement of activities, we have a deficit of $883.84. The only income was, interest, and all expenses are normal expenses.
Great. There are any questions regarding the financials?
You are.
Do we have a motion to approve the July 2021 financials? Sue, do we have a second? Stephanie, all in favor? Any opposed? Great. Steve, anything else to add before we adjourn?
Oh, that's good.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Josh, I have a second?
Second.
Stephanie, all in favor? Aye. Andy, still streaming? No, I'm just saying, we're good. Let's keep it down.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right, good morning, everybody. Today's August 20, 2021. Call to order the Troy CRC meeting. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the July 16, 2021 meeting. We have a motion to approve. Sue, do we have a second? Stephanie, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Second item on the agenda is the governance committee report.
This is really, would be just the same as the governance committee has looked. Didn't really meet, but usually what happens is that the IDA and CRC have the same procurement policy, the recommendations made of an IDA. Procurement policy will then have the CRC committee to approve the same. The same thing. So, so we are looking at the policy.
Questions for Steve? Next item on the agenda, executive director's report.
Nothing to report out of the normal.
Carry on, up again, financials.
First, statement is the statement of financial position. We have $558,859.22 in, assets, of which $548,859.22 is cash. Our, which leaves our equity at $558,859.22.
If you have that money reallocated more into the loan decisions, to make the additional 0.01%, whatever it is, or
We've never had it there, but we can move money.
yeah,
And then market will pay it.
yeah, so
Yeah, nobody's really paying anything, our interest was $7.26.
400 and 550,000. Something that we should look into. And put the portion and the person. Have to leave.
As long as it meets with our,
We might have to ask Justin. Justin, can we move some of our cash in the CRC to, an investment account or something that we could earn more?
so we have an investment policy.
Yeah, it's the same rules that the city has, and same rules the IDA has, it needs to be, basically treasury back funds, which forces us to, kind of say,
It's not a lot of,
pretty de minimis CDs, ladder CDs, and that's approach.
So it'd be
You can
more-
do 6, 12 month, 18-month CDs and ladder them based on your projected cash flow needs, but
it's not gonna
Not a
earn that
lot.
much.
Almost not
CDs
even
are
worth
very
the time.
low right now.
that's true. I mean, I wouldn't leave it in a non-interest bearing checking account or something, but you can ladder CDs, do 6-month rolls, 12-month rolls.
You end up losing like maybe 3 months of interest. If you ended this CD early or something like that.
And that's based on your cash flow needs, if you know.
I was gonna
based on
say,
your
exactly,
focus,
we need it for 6 months.
That's free money.
Or how much money do we need? You put half of it in there.
Right.
You take 100 or 200,000, put it in a 12 or 18 months, you know you're safely not gonna tap that, then at least you get to maybe 20 instead of 0. A few bucks here and there. Buy some stamps, people like that.
So we'll look into that. Okay.
And on the statement of activities for the month of July, we have a deficit of $230.74. Again, the only revenue was interest for $7 in normal expenses.
There's probably something to do there.
Just a quick question, the administrative fees, we budgeted 3,000. We're over budget about 46,000. Is it something that we maybe missed or something
No.
unexpected?
RPI decided to refinance their last IDA bond, and we fell out of the sky, just kind of.
Yeah.
Didn't know exactly.
The 3,000 is kind of our annual for outstanding. And something at one time,
We have, what, 3 bond series in the CRC outstanding, or 4, that each year they get $1,500 as a maintenance fee. That's kind of what we budget now, and I think it's 4,500 this year, something like that. Which, pays for some accounting and auditing and things like that, it's a little subsistence, but the bigger number that you see every now and again typically is when RPI is going back to the market to buy something or. Gotcha. Get out of it. Actually ended up being more like 19 million change. It was a $25 million bond that they refinanced of the IDAs and it was knocked down. And put, 19 million to the CRC, and that's what the board said. Gotcha. They negotiated administrative fee, I think it was like.
Anyone have any questions, Marion? Okay, we have a motion to approve the financials. Albert, do we have a second? Stephanie, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great, thanks, Marion. Steve, any new business?
Just really informational only, the local development corporation, is having some cash flow issues. They certainly are asset wealthy, about $2.5 million worth of assets between county waste property and the fuel property. And do some, and that's versus an $800,000 outstanding, loan, which unfortunately carries about $200,000 a year fee. So at this point, hurting the LDC. So right now, the cash flow gets them through July, although we're waiting for, this was originally put on here because I wasn't sure when that local development corporation was going to get a $75,000 reimbursement, or $80,000 reimbursement for that. Looks like that's coming, but without that, they won't get a cash flow. So what we can do is maybe if we needed to do a $100,000 working capital loan to local development, would just be a loan that would be repayable. needed, just so you're aware that it could be coming, or it may well be coming. So just want you to be aware of that. Principal and interest. The $2 million, $2.5 million loan that the city took out to buy the Kingsville property at least. And gave the property to LBC and that service as well.
Oh, so that's not.
Debt service was a fee.
Oh,
Quickly, the LBC, because both they're getting income on one property, but the other one needs to be remediated. That was the one, if you remember, the Kingsville property, we gave a grant to do some work on it, and now the National Grid is doing it. The selling it hasn't been that easy. And for a while, the LBC owed more on the loan than what it was. It's informational only, and they come up with the next meeting, clean up, and they come up with subsequent.
So we'll keep that in mind.
Probably about 100,000. That's it for,
That was just for informational purposes. Any questions on that? Okay, Steve, old business? Report. Great. You have any questions or anything to discuss further? Is local development, do you have any, do you have revenue?
they have revenue coming in from the county way fleet. County way fleet, they have an agreement with the IDA, when the LBC helps put a deal together, they split the IDA fee with them. They have the ability for other sources of income, but right now they're limited mostly to the rental income and to smaller assets here and there. So, I mean, we're trying to work on that to be able to do more bonding of projects, put more deals together, but actually the purchase option with, like we talked about earlier, the LDC would be the one getting the other property. So they would construct it, so that would be the one that they would do. Yeah, it's long range, so we're always trying to put things together. Even though, with landing projects and the planning, obviously, the property there that able to, actually start, so they would be ready. But,
Yeah, it's just like plan B or C.
yeah. Plenty of assets there to sell.
If you want the balance sheet, we have extra copies, we just want to show them for this one. See the cash projections, it's a public document.
All right. You know, I think it's a blip before we, go any questions. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn. All right. No further discussion, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Great, motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Stephanie, do you have a second? Sue? All in favor?